Since the beginning of the pandemic, I've been playing with balloons that have been frozen and put inside mesh bags. I played with 3D printers and knitting needles and all sorts of other things, macrame. And in the end, I started macrameing these bags and putting things in them so they could freeze, since cold was one of the resources that we had. This is another one, which is again made out of a balloon and put in a macrame bag. And sometimes I put 3 drops of food coloring in the balloon before I freeze it. Once it freezes, after a night or two, you can rip the balloon away, and you wind up with a shape which has protrusions between the macrame bag, making the shape really interesting sometimes. They also, when they have water in them still, are transparent enough to make a very good ball lens, which could potentially warm up the siding on your house if you leaned one against it, because they could start a fire. Normally I let mine freeze for a night or two, and then I drain the water out of them, because like every good pipe that freezes, once they freeze solid all the way through, you'll hear a loud pop, and the pop will cause them to crack in half. And I don't want them to crack in half. I want them to still be a hollow shell, and that's where I usually stop them. Sometimes on my doorstep here they're bright orange because they have orange water inside them, the food coloring. But the food coloring squeezes towards the center as it freezes, doing distillation by freezing, leaving only the center of the balloon, frozen balloon, colored as it moves the food coloring in towards the center, since it won't fit in the crystalline structure of the water as it freezes. This is another bag that has been made on my a knitting machine that does circular knitting, and so I sometimes hang one of these to let it freeze. This time I let it go all the way and crack, because the bag will catch all the pieces, and I sometimes like to hear it go pop out here. The bigger the balloon, the louder the pop. And I always wondered how big I could actually make a spherical ice ball. And over the last summer I collected yoga balls in garage sales for $2 a piece, since the ones that have been scuffed up on blacktop pavement sell really cheap, and I acquired about 3 of them planning this winter. And this week we've had 4 nights in the 10-degree range, and so I filled up one, and we'll switch over.